Hello everyone, welcome to Redmen TV for the Starting 11 prediction show. It's Liverpool, it's Tottenham Hotspur. It's as a do or die game for the mighty Reds, who are in an abysmal run of form, let's be perfectly honest. Let's first dive into the players who were unavailable in the previous game against Manchester United, see if any of them are back. Then we're going to talk about what the team would be in an ideal world scenario, and then a couple of doomsday scenarios as well, largely centred around the fitness of Joel Matip and Jordan Henderson. So we're going to start with the injured list, which yes, it meant I'm back, I'm doing this, and I had to find magnets for Virgil van Dijk. Jordan Henderson picked up a knock the other week, hasn't figured for 2 games now. Now the fingers crossed, all hopes of this situation is that he would have been available for Man United if it had been a league game. That was the thinking, and it was just about making sure that he's ready for Tottenham Hotspur, but we'll see. We know that Joel Matip, theoretically, it's fine. Again, the talk is he was rested for Manchester United because he can't, having been injured, play 3 games a week, and even if he hadn't been injured, he can't play 3 games a week. Diogo Jota is still a couple of weeks away, which is absolutely devastating. We could really do with him back sooner rather than later. And yes, the aforementioned big Virgil van Dijk still out for the season, but lovely to see his little update videos making us feel all a little bit better about life. Obviously joining him is of course Joe Gomez, who's another one who's going to be out, and it's mad that, you know, there just hasn't been loads and loads of information about the condition of Joe Gomez, but you know, while there's all this talk of Virgil van Dijk might make the Euros, might make the end of the season, we're getting none of that from Gomez. So you know, he literally has a magnet on his back just so I can point this out, just so I can stack up the numbers. And of course Naby Keita, because it's Naby Keita. Yes, so in that ideal world scenario, this man Joel Matip and this man Jordan Henderson will be available, so we'll take them into consideration when we're laying out our side, and unfortunately the others, Naby Keita might just appear out of absolutely nowhere, and it would not be against the run of his play, so to speak, for that to be the case. But yes, right, we're going to put them up there, we're going to work out the substitutes bench in a moment, but yeah, I'm going to go through the fundamentals of the team. I think the team pretty much... Nine of the team, I think, picks itself. It will be Alisson Becker in goal, barring any unforeseen circumstance. It will be Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. It will be Fabinho at centre half in some shape or form. Andy Robertson, if again, should be able to be at left back. In the midfield, Gini Wijnaldum will almost certainly be in there because it's Gini Wijnaldum. Okay, and it's very likely indeed that Thiago Alcantara will be in there as well. It's just likely. It's very likely indeed. Now, in terms of the forward, having rested and rotated in the last 2 games, I would be pretty shocked if it wasn't Mohamed Salah, if it wasn't the resurgent Bobby Firmino, or resurgent Mo Salah and a resurgent Bobby Firmino, and Sadio Mane up front. So the question marks then fall into who is available, and if they are available, who goes in. And for me, it's as simple as this. If Joel Matip is available, bang, centre half, boxed. That's the best back 5 you're likely to be able to field this season. And then if it's the captain, now we've seen Thiago Alcantara been playing in the 6. We've seen Gini Wijnaldum using the 6. We've seen Jordan Henderson using the 6. I would just put Jordan Henderson in there because he still is our second best 6 in the squad. Now, I would love beyond all reason to see midfielder Fabinho in there, and Thiago there, and Henderson there. In my eyes, our best midfield 3, but we simply just don't have the players to be able to do that at the moment. Now, again, what we've seen in recent weeks is Thiago in the 6, but I think it's the same way that we've been using Henderson at centre-half, or Fabinho at centre-half. It was out of necessity rather than design, because, and Chris Pajak made the great point on the build-up show, do you think that Thiago was bought to replace Fabinho in there? And the simple answer to that is no, he wasn't. So I think the plan all along was to have Thiago in and around here. You know, we've tried to bring Naby Keita into that sort of position, to be a guy who just sort of gets up and gets in and around the front guys and looks to cause problems. And Thiago's definitely got that in his locker, but I do feel like he's just a bit wasted. Yeah, now that's true of Henderson, but I just, you know, particularly if you're looking to break down low block or counter-attacking sides, then I'd like to see Thiago get a little bit further up the pitch, to be honest. So look, absolute ideal world scenario. If Matip and Henderson are available, that is what I would do. Now, what would I do if that's not the case? That's a tricky one. I personally, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's lay all the potential substitute options out of who's available, with the exception of Adrian, which is no disrespect to him. I think he knows at this point. So you've got Kelleher, you've got Shimikas, not for this one. Nico Williams, Reece Williams, Nat Phillips, Jimmy Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Curtis Jones, and then we're running out of space because we've actually got loads of players available. All of a sudden, this will go off the edge of the screen, but don't worry about it for now. Shaqiri, Minamino, and Big Divock Origi. Now, in a world where Joe Matip is out and Henderson is fit, Jordan Henderson will drop into the back four. Fabinho will move over. Henderson will play left-sided centre-half, and we will do something like, you know what, we might actually do a very similar thing to what we saw against Manchester United and go again with that midfield three, because it was okay. Yeah, I think it was okay. Look, Liverpool didn't get the win, but what was encouraging about it was James Milner just doing very intelligent Milner-like things. Yeah, he's being combative in midfield. Yeah, he's helping to sort out Andy Robertson when he needs to, but he's also making these runs in beyond and causing extra problems for the opposition defence. So I suspect it would probably look something like that. If Jordan Henderson is out, which would be absolutely devastating, I think we probably just go as simple as, look, we're having a few concerns and issues with him at the moment. I think we probably just would just put Reece Williams straight in there and then go with that midfield three. Is that what I would like to see? It's a really tough one, isn't it? Look, I'm going to go with the absolute ideal team. So I'll keep Reece in there for the moment, and I will put Joel back into the side, because I'm pretty sure Joel Matip will be fine for this. There's a bigger question mark over Jordan Henderson. The only slight alternative, I wouldn't mind seeing, let's say Curtis Jones in there, to be honest. I'll put Kurt Jones over here. I actually wouldn't mind that so much as a midfield, get Kurt in, because he's just a little bit more mobile, he's a bit more free flow, and he's got great close control and all those kind of things. But I can't see there being any changes to the front three. The midfield is where the questions lie. I think, yeah, you know what, I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to go, just because let's put our power of positivity into this. Let's all have a good, hard, positive think at the screen here. Let's say Jordan Henderson's going to be fit. Let's say Thiago's going to go in there. And let's say Gini Wijnaldum, the eternal man himself, is going to be in there as well. Let's not bother talking too much about what might happen in a negative sense, because, look, life's too short, isn't it? In terms of the substitutes bench, that is a lot of players that we've got available to us. In fact, out of that list, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I'm only going to lose one, and that one we lose is 11, because we've got Reece there, haven't we? So I think if Reece is there, I think Phillips drops out, and probably Costas. Nico Williams. Nico Williams drops out because Costas needs to be on the bench, because at least he's a grown up. Right, so it'll be Kelleher, Shimikas, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Origi, Milner. Is that enough? Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Come on, Liverpool. Look, we'll find a way. There's plenty of options. There's plenty of different bits and pieces we could do. I wouldn't be against seeing James Milner in that midfield. I wouldn't be against a world where, let's say, for example, now this might seem mad to Thiago superfans, but you start James Milner and you've got 30 minutes of Thiago Alcantara at the back end of the football match, doing just, because we saw with the United thing, the final 10 minutes, once we took him off, now Shaq comes on and he does okay, plays 1 or 2 really decent passes, but it's until Thiago was able to put it down for 90 minutes, and he might well do that. United game might have been enough to make sure that he's 100% ready for this game. I quite like the option of having someone like Thiago just to give us that extra impetus in the absence of Jota to add from the bench. That could be a possibility, but no, I'll go with that. And then we'll cross our fingers and toes that we do get all of that. But yeah, if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments section underneath. Do drop a like on the video. We'll be back, don't worry, Thursday night, 15 minutes before kickoff with the watch along. If you want to know what the team is as it happens, tune in an hour before kickoff for the team news reactions. If you want to come in the comments and go like, nah, 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 because you got it right and I got it wrong, that's sound. Come and join us and come and get involved with all that good stuff. But yes, is that team that I've put out there good enough to get 3 points against Tottenham Hotspur? Is it good enough to score? Is it good enough to get back on its horse and start the charge back towards regaining or retaining, I should say, the Premier League title? Let me know. Yes, we'll be back on Thursday night. Do hope to see you there. Ta-da. Thank you so much for watching the Redmen TV YouTube channel. Everything we do here is funded by our wonderful subscribers to the redmentv.com. Get over there, sign up and get amazing additional content, interviews, documentaries, mini-series, and of course additional pre and post match day content.